Hi again, guys. Today's video, we're going to learn how to do the roof. So the roof is actually probably the hardest part, so make sure you pay attention. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and we'll go ahead and get started. So last time I kind of had things pushed back a little bit like this, um, and this part pushed back here, but that actually is kind of hard to do. So I'm going to keep it simple for this tutorial. Um, I do have some different roof styles that I'll have, so I'll be able to give you that. So first thing I want to do is I want to pull this back to this spot over here. So let me do that real quick. So just with the push-pull tool, just with P, I'm going to pull this back to here. And then I also need to bring up the wall. So I'm going to come and add in the wall back into this right here. So with that, I'm going to come in and draw that. And then I can push pull these walls back up again. So again, just P for push pull, and I'll pull the wall up there. Now, if you get some of these extra lines like this, I don't need them, so I'm just going to come and delete them. If it deletes your whole wall, then you need to redraw the wall. Hopefully it doesn't do that, but if it does, that's what you can do, is just redraw the places that were undone. I'm also going to delete this line, and let's see if I've got any other extra lines that I don't need. I just like to simplify, and the less little pieces of line you have, the better. Even like this line right here. Well, yeah, I'm going to delete that and that. Just to kind of clean things up a little bit, I'll delete this line too. And yeah. Okay, so first thing you want to do with the roof is kind of decide how you want it to look. Now, most roofs are not just one big rectangle. They have multiple gables that come in, like the triangle shapes that come in this way. So we've got those, and then this one is going to be a little bit different than this side over here because it's a different height for the roof. And then back here, we're going to do a different style of roof for the whole thing. Because we have just a different shape with this bay window. Okay, so first thing I want to do though is I want to offset all of these lines so that I can build some trim, because your door, or sorry, your roof is not just paper thin, so it does have some trim on it. So in order to do that, I'm going to use my offset tool again. One of the reasons why I deleted all those extra lines is because I want to, I'm actually going to put a line right here because I want to do the offset tool all in one shot. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second here. So we need to make it so there's a little bit of an overhang over the top, because roofs don't just go edge to edge, they have an overhang on them. So if we look, I don't want house helper. Sorry, let me fix that. It just auto-populated that. Okay, so house. So we go to images. So you can see with this example right here, see how the roof overhangs over here. It's got an overhang here, and it has the trim on it right there. So we need to make sure to add all of that into it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go back to back to my screen here, and we can do that. So I'm going to get the offset tool, so F for offset, and I'm going to offset this section, and I'm going to pull it out. Now, there's a variety of different sizes you could do. I like to do 2 feet, so I'll just type in 2 feet, and I'm not sure if that even got it. Let's try that again. So we'll pull it out. And we just pull it out to wherever, and then I just type in 2 feet and then hit enter. Okay, so now I have my overhang for my roof. And you notice when I did the offset tool, it got all of this all at the same time. So that was nice to be able to do that. Next thing I'm going to do is get my push-pull tool, and I'm going to pull this section up. I like to do 6-inch trim, so I just pull it up 6 inches and hit enter. See, now you've got your trim. Now, if you were doing like a modern type house, you could just draw a line now, because a lot of them just have a flat roof on it. I could just draw a line that came straight across, and then that's pretty much my roof right there. I could do it thicker if I wanted to. I could push pull a little bit higher. And then I could go in and delete that line if I wanted to. But I'm not doing a modern style roof or flat roof. I'm going to do just your typical house with a gabled roof. Next thing I'm going to do is get the offset tool again. I'm going to offset this garage section. So I'll come out this way and hit 2 feet. And now I've got my garage section. Now it also brought out some other lines out here. So I'm just going to delete these. I don't need them. Okay, then push pull tool again, and I'm going to pull it up 6 inches. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to start making the gable for the roof. So to do that, the best way to do it is you got to find the center of the roof, and I'm going to make a line that goes straight up. So I've got to looking for the center of this roof. So I'll find the midpoint, and then I'm going to come up. And kind of depends on your house, how tall you want your roof to be, but anywhere from like 12 to 15 feet. So we're just going to go 12 feet and just see what it looks like. And then I'm going to just come and connect the dots to the edges over here. Make sure I go to my trim, not to the edge of the house. Okay, that way this goes all the way to the edge where the trim is. Then I can come in, I don't need that middle line anymore. And then the cool thing is now I don't have to redraw this again. I'm just going to push pull it across the house like this. And now I've got my basic roof. Now a lot of the time it'll be hollow like that. So in order to fix that, I'll just come in and connect a line that goes from here to here. Now I've got my roof. Now, most roofs don't look like that on the side. So if you see this house right here, you see that the roof actually goes up and it overhangs. And then the face of the house is actually level with the rest of that triangle there. This one right here is similar. See, the roof sticks out. This one right here, you've got a little piece of roof underneath it. There's all sorts of different types of roofs. And different styles, so you can kind of pick what you want. Like this one right here, you can see there's windows up here on the gabled part of the roof because that is part of the second floor. So there's a lot of different things right here. You've got like a bay window with a hexagon type roof on it, and then you have these other ones that stick out like this. So there's a big variety of different things that you can do with your style of roof. My advice to you would be just keep it simple. Makes it better. So in order to make it so it has the gabled roof, I'm going to go through and get my measuring tape, and I'm going to measure down 6 inches because that's how big my trim is over here. If you want to go a little bigger than that, you certainly can. I'm just going to keep it at 6 inches for now. And I don't know the exact measurement for it. I guess I could look it up to find out if there's a code or a standard for that. So now what I'm going to do is I could just get my push-pull tool and I could push this section back right here and I could have that style of roof. The only thing I don't like about that style of roof is that stuff can kind of gather up here, dust and dirt and water and things like that. So instead of doing it that way, I'll Command Z to undo that. I'm going to come over here and I want my roof to stick out a little bit further. I could have the trim go right to here, or I could bring it over. I'm going to bring it over a foot from here. Well, I guess that is a foot. Well, let's undo that and let's see. So we'll pull that over. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to come over like 18 inches. There we go. So then what I can do is come in here like this. I'm going to draw a line that goes like that. And I can erase some of these other lines. I don't need this line right here. And you'll see how it all kind of turns out in just a second here. Sorry, I've got something in my throat today. Next thing I'm going to do is come over from this section here, get my tape measure, and I'm going to come in 18 inches. Now, whatever you do here, you should do throughout the whole house. That way it looks good. Having consistency is a good thing when you're designing a house. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll over here a little bit, get my push-pull tool, And I'm going to push everything back to the wall. So I'll push it back till it says on face, and then I'll do the same. Whoops, I got to be at a little different angle here. That's exciting. Push that back. Now I don't need these lines in between anymore, so I'll just come and erase it. So, and over here, I don't need that either, those two lines. So there we go. So now we've got the little section that kind of sticks out right there. Okay, so I could do the same thing over on the other side. In the interest of time, I probably won't do anything with this, but I would do the same thing. Whatever I did over there, I would do over here. Now, another way that you could do a roof too is if you don't want to have the face of it like that and you want it to be more in, let me just show you what you can do. You can get the move tool. First off, I'm going to make a measurement line. I'm going to, well, we'll just get the move tool. So I take the point of this roof right here and I can just pull it back however far I want it to go. Let's say I want it to go 20 feet. And now I've got a roof style that looks like that instead. So again, the way that I did that is I just took the move tool and I just pulled that point straight back. Now, if I pull it crooked, it's going to do weird things. So make sure if you do it, and then I like to make it, I'd like to type in what size it is. And then if I want to do it on the other side, I can do the same exact thing. So that's a different style of roof too, where you don't have the face of it like this. So those are some different options that you can do. All right, now the next section I'm going to do is I'm going to make a roof that goes here and pushes into the side of this roof. It gives it a little variety, makes it look nice. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I've got my trim pulled up to 6 inches. I'm going to get my pencil tool or my line tool, and I'm going to find the midpoint and draw a line straight up. And remember, you want to make sure that it's on the blue axis. If it's on this other axis right here, it's actually on the face of the roof and it's stretching out. So if I look this way, you can see that it connected to there instead of going straight up. So make sure that it's blue in color when you pull it up. Okay, so on the blue axis, and I'm not going to come up 12 feet because I want this one to be a little shorter than the other one. So I'm going to go up 10 feet like that. Now, if you wanted to be the same exact size as this, you could go up 12 feet. But again, I'm going to connect that to there and then connect these 2 points here to make my gabled roof. And I'll erase that middle line again. And then I'm going to get the push-pull tool. And I'm going to pull this across. And once it gets to here, I'm just going to match it to the face. And now you've got that style of roof going in that way. Now I would come in again with my pencil just to remind it needs to be solid here. I'll connect that line to there. And then I would come in and do the trim again, just like I did on that other side. So I'll type in 6 and we'll do 6 here again. And then we'll connect some lines. This part I did 18 inches. And over here I do the same. And then after, I'm going to come through and just hurry and connect those lines. Okay, so I'll come in here to here. I'll connect the line from there up to here. Now, the reason why I do guidelines, it makes it way easier because then you get exact stuff. You're not just eyeballing it. Because eyeballing just makes stuff look bad. It may look okay to you at first, but you want to have things so they're actual measurements. Again, I'm going to match this to the face and push that back, go with my eraser and delete these lines that I don't need. Okay. All right, so I got that face now. So you're seeing it's looking like a real house, which is nice. Okay, this part I would also come and do the same thing. So I'm going to come up from the midpoint straight up, and I'll go up like 10 feet here, and again connect this to here. Now, one thing I could do a roof that goes like this way, but the problem is if the roof goes that way, all the water will get stuck down in here in the real house. So you want it actually just to stretch across so you don't have a water problem. So you want the shape to go the right way. So next thing I'm going to do is pull this up to this point right here, and then I'll stop. And then I would come in and draw that line in again. Now I'm not going to do the trim on this one right now because I don't want to take your time. Okay, so then I've got that part of the roof too. And I don't love the way that that sticks out, so maybe I'll go back and fix that later. Well, actually it'll look fine once the roof's on it. Okay, last thing I want to show you is how to do this section right here. So the first thing I need to do with this is use my offset tool again to give myself some trim. So on the top of this wall, I'm going to use the offset and I'm going to go in go 2 feet. And then I can delete these lines again real fast. So then I'll push pull. And I'm going to come up 6 inches again. And with this one, I'm going to find the center right here of the thing, and I'm going to raise it up to the height that I want it to be. So let's see if we can get it to be on the blue axis here. There we go. And I'm going to bring this one up like 6 feet instead. And then now all I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to connect a line from here to here and a line from this point to this point. And then I'll connect this point to this point. You can see it's just adding that roof right there for me. Look at that. So now I've got that part. Now the last thing you're going to do is with the paint bucket. I'm running out of time. The bell's going to ring in my school. I'm going to go for roofing, and here it is right here. I find some shingles, and I just go through and I paint the roof, and it starts to look a lot more like a house than it did before. So there you go. There's doing a roof. So that's the last thing I'm going to show you for today. Later on, I'll probably have some other things to show you. But for now, I'll stop sharing my screen, and we'll see you next time.